Good afternoon, good evening, and a good Wednesday
It is. It is good Wednesday.
to you all. Welcome to Chargers Live on SportsNetUSA.net. We are live from Don Johnson Court as your Chargers host the Santiago Canyon Hawks, and coming off of a rough showing last Friday against Fullerton where they got beat and couldn't shoot well. They're trying to bounce back against one of the best shooting teams in the state.
Yeah, and really when you look at Santiago, Corey, and you look through the seasons, this is a youthful program. Only started 7 years ago. They've had winning seasons every season there. Had a chance to make it to the Elite Eight a few years back. So that's a talented team. It's going to be a big challenge for the Cypress Chargers tonight as they played Fullerton, and then they get this team right afterwards. You know what? I just think it was a mystique. Fullerton Cypress. That's going to change tonight against Santiago Canyon.
Santiago Canyon, number 10 in the state, 16-4, 6-1 in conference. Tied with Fullerton starts E.J. Bryson, Colin Weems, Tony Colley, Trevor Manning, and Connor McKee. They are in the black with the gold numbers and letters. Cypress will start Michael Wright, James Christian III, Peyton Guerrero, Danny Patton, and Higgy Katoa in their customary gold with the blue numbers, blue letters, and blue trim. There's a three by Bryson, starts it off, no good. Rebound by Patton.
And we'll see if Danny Patton and Guerrero can find the basket really here tonight, Corey, because you brought up Guerrero. I think he had 2 points at the end of the game, just had a really bad night on the floor.
1 for 6, like you said, only 2 points, and there's a steal by Wright. Manning to McKee. Bryson does pretty much everything, the team's leading scorer, averaging 17.3 points a game. Just started the first half. There's a bump at the elbow. Weems to McKee. And they really run a 5-out mark. Dump down to McKee. Tipped out, last touch by Katoa. Good-looking pocket pass from Tony Colley to McKee. Just knocked out of bounds by the quick hands. Colin Weems will inbound, 6 feet out of Chaminade High School. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Colley front rims a 3. Chased down for the second rebound is Danny Patton.
And I think one of the keys tonight is you can't have the amount of turnovers you had against Fullerton. You have to play sounder basketball. Not necessarily scoring baskets, Corey, but not giving the opponent extra shots.
Good defense by Peyton Guerrero. Cuts off the driving lane of Bryson. And the first turnover by the Hawks.
Corey, we saw Cypress basically be 1 for 20, really, when they started against Fullerton. Took a lot of outside shots. I mean, it's one of these teams that likes to do that. But again, like with the women, I think they have to find easier makeable shots against Santiago today.
I agree with that efficiency mark. They were 4 of 17 from 3. They're 0 for 2 thus far in 2 possessions. And the 2 of those threes were hit in the last 90 seconds of the ball game when it was all said and done. So no score here between a much improved Cypress offensive team this year and the number 1 team scoring-wise in the conference. There's a nice backdoor Princeton style. Misses the layup was Trevor Manning. Third rebound to Patton.
And another turnover on a very lazy pass down the court.
So you might be able to say 0 for 3. And the turnover, not very efficient for... Sorry about that, Mark. Everybody wanted to travel. Wings long. McKee loses possession. Manning, that's Colley, excuse me, with the find underneath. First points of the ball game scored 2.5 minutes into it.
And you can see Coach Alhada, Corey, is not going to wait for this team to warm up on the 5 that are on the floor.
Nice drive with the left hand on that left side. Ties it at 2. So we're going to have a full line change, and there's Manning from 18. Trevor Manning from Roosevelt High School in Eastville. He's one of the 4 players that average double figures. Hatton driving, pushing, good defense by McKee. Down low right, all-league MVP last year in high school. Kick out to Guerrero, needs it. Short, Weems. Bryson quickly into the front court, reverse layup, no. And it's 5-2, Mark, excuse me. That 2 by Manning was actually a 3, right? Lowers his shoulder and cuts the Hawks lead to 1 at 5-4.
And you realize on the 2 baskets by your Chargers, they're driving to the basket or going down low, Corey. This is the thing. You've talked about it. Hey, guys, step into 15-foot shots. You know, it's not insulting for you to make a 15-foot shot.
21 feet away, shot at 23 was Patton. Mark, we mentioned before the game, this is Cypress, again, is a capable three-point shooting team, a team that can shoot threes. McKee couldn't work on the shorter Katoe. He has the matchup advantage on the left block with the left hand. You got to do that all day if you're 6'7", going against 5'11", 7-4 in favor of the Hawks. So Cypress not a three-point shooting team, but can make threes. Santiago Canyon, they are a three-point shooting team. One of the best in the state against one of the best defenses in the state. On offense, Wright tries to connect, good rotation, but misses back rim. Bryson leading the fast break, good transition D. Rebound missed for a team that averages 79 points a ball game, and there's a timeout taken by Drew Al-Hadaf and his staff. Not happy, to say the least.
Well, Corey, when you sit there and you see the struggles you had against a very good defensive team, Fullerton College, let's be very frank about it. Perry Webster emphasizes defense, and they play that. If you don't play defense, you don't play for Perry Webster. But there were wide open shots for Cypress, and like you said, everybody was out 2.5 miles away. They could have swum to the shoreline, gotten a little closer. Nobody did that. And so Fullerton ran away. Tonight, you can't allow Santiago Canyon, the Hawks, to do the same thing, because we saw what happened. Cypress, at least against Fullerton, did not look like a team that could play catch-up. Not that I don't like ketchup, because I like ketchup on my sandwiches, but, you know, we mean basketball ketchup.
Half-court press, and we'll get to that 5. That line change, Rivera. Kick out, Valenzuela. That's all he does is shoot threes. And that's an efficient inflow of the offense three-pointer, as you see the replay here on the assist. Triple team with the open 3. McKee working on Kamani Nelson, Jack Rivera, Isaiah Valenzuela, Dante Henderson, and Vincent Albertini, the 5 on the floor. For the Chargers, Wings, top of the key, do or die, makes a 2. 14-18 to play first half. Just started. Let's see if we get a little bit more rhythm from both squads out of that timeout. Cypress with the ball, 15-5, 5-2 in conference, alone in second place. Number 1 in defense in the conference, and there's a turnover. That's the 3rd turnover. Colley drives the lane, misses, but he's fouled. So Tony Colley will head to the free throw line. He's out of Union Grove, Georgia. Union Grove High School in McDonough. First team foul.
You look at Colley averaging 16 points a game, give or take a few extra nickels.
Mark, you mentioned we mentioned the three-point shooting efficiency for this team, 38% from 3. 2nd in conference, 4th in the state. Yet they only shoot free throws at a 67% clip. Albertini with the rebound.
And I'll tell you, I've never understood that.
Concentration, not getting to the line enough. But you got to do better if you're a three-point shooting team. If you're a shooter with nobody in your face, you got to shoot a lot better. Rivera, corner three, back rim. Chased down by Weems, the point. Chargers in transition. Kick out in the game for the first time. A three-point is buried by Eric Kuchoglu. 13-7. Kuchoglu out of Mission Viejo, Capistrano Valley High School. Another one of those guys who can shoot the rock, 40% free throw shooter. That is swatted out of the air by Colley, and he retains possession, saves it to Bryson. Weems. Bryson trying to post up on that left block. Here's McKee at the high post. Backdoor, diving, takeaway by Valenzuela, tripped up, and a foul will go on Kuchoglu. His first personal, first team foul. Guerrero, Wright, and Katoa will check back in for Rivera, Henderson, and Nelson.
And Corey, one of the things you know, when you go against that three-point team, you can't dive defensively back towards the basket. You have to pick them up high, because if you give them a little breath, just like when I played against you, you'll throw up the basketball. Shooters, like you said, you always do say it in a basketball game, shooters should shoot.
That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. With 12:40 to play in the first half, Guerrero, high post to right. Working, physical, double team, stripped out of there, no foul. Physicality is a stress word in the first half, early going. Albertini down low, away from everyone, blocked from behind by Colley. Gets the own reverb or echo and cuts it to 4. Albertini's averaging 7 points a game off the bench. Weems and Colley, 6'4", 180. Back to Weems in a two-man game. Katoa got to kick it to Valenzuela ahead of the pack. Lets it go for some reason. And that's not on Katoa. That's on Valenzuela all the way. He's conditioned right now to step back to the three-point line, so he lets that bounce so he can back up 3 feet. And if he goes with that straight, skinny post, he's got an easy bucket at the rim. Under 12 to go in the first half of play. Into the ball game is Eli Arthurton. Has it right there. Backdoor, easy layup for Salim Saman.
And this is what happens is you get your eye on the ball, you lose sight of your own man. He breaks, you're 2 feet behind. There's no way you're going to catch him. Nice little backdoor cut on that one.
And what that three-point line does is it opens up space for those back doors. Katoa, kick out Valenzuela, quick release on a 3, left it short. Saman one more time. Mike Weems, the point guard, Mark. 6 feet, 175. Here's Arthurton. Manning. Trevor also averages double figures, 13 a ball game. Off the glass, can't convert. Rushed it just a little. Let's see what Katoa can do coming back down the court. Defense is back. McKee stifles the dribble, double team, splits out of it, misses. McKee with the rebound, loose ball foul on Albertini. His first, team second.
And again, when you look at the shooting percentage, which was poor, and once again, Coach Al Haddif is just looking for a group of young men, student athletes, get a little rhythm together out there on the court.
McKee, two-man with Bryson. Bryson trying to get the corner, cut off by Christian III, picked up by Rivera. Arthurton, elbow jumper, clanks it. Here's Katoa the other way. Rivera, reach in by Arthurton, poked away, last touch by Arthurton. Out of bounds will be baseline Cypress.
I've got to ask you, being somebody who has played the game and loved to shoot the basketball, when everybody else on the floor is having problems, does that affect maybe somebody who's shooting well, that he looks to move the ball around? Or
You know it's all contagious, Mark. If you're shooting hot, it's contagious. People get hot. If you're cold, it's contagious. People catch that cold. Rivera, right, top of the key. Wants to go down low to Guerrero. Got to get out the key. He delivers underneath. Good seal off by Payton. Excellent entry from Wright. 4 and a steal in the backcourt. Christian the third, Katoa doing work. There's Rivera down low. Wright got to finish. Blocked by Bryson. Excellent play by EJ. Saves an easy 2. 9:46 to play first half. Down low, McKee. Working against Wright, 6'7" against 6'5". Michael Wright, he likes the weight room, Mark, and it showed there as McKee just couldn't get comfortable. Guerrero with the Euro and a hop and a 2. 15-13, Guerrero cuts the lead to 2 at 15-13 with 9:25 to play in the first half. Chargers Live and SportsNetUSA.net.
well, we talked about it that, yeah, they like to take the threes, but if they're going to be competitive, they have to make the easier ones. Corey, they've already decided that even if they're not the height, they're going to go down low and take people underneath the basket with them and see if they can be more physical than the Hawks from Santiago Canyon.
And you're going to have to be, and there's 9:25 to play. As we mentioned, Cypress averages 76.4 last year. This is at least a 10-point differential from the last couple years in scoring. They shoot 32.9% from 3. I'm not going to say that's horrible,
But
35% will win them more games. Free throw percentage, they're first in conference, 10th in the state, 74%. And number 1 in conference defense, number 3 in the state, and that's why they're still in this one.
yeah, but the thing that they have to discover too, playing defensively, you can't you can't take an eye off your own player. Some easy cuts for the Hawks from Santiago. You got to close that gap up there and get bodies in front of people.
And you notice that 1-4 set, that's what those backdoor cuts are designed for in that set. Here's Bryson. Got his hair in the braids. Customary's got the afro with the Kwame type of dude. That's 1989 versus 1990 hip-hop for you. But he got it down now in the lane, puts it up, no good. Great help defense by Michael Wright. And the defense comes to play as Saman checks out for Tony Colley. Make that Trevor Manning is in. So we'll reset with Katoa, Guerrero, Christian III, Rivera, and Wright for Cypress. James Christian averaging 8.5 a game. And there's a turnover by Rivera. Guchoglu to Bryson. Back to Guchoglu. Kick out to Bryson. Open 3. He's open. Missed. He hasn't found his rhythm yet. Rivera on the floor. Rugby style push.
And that's twice he's been on the floor tonight going to get the ball. He made a great save on an offensive drive by Santiago going down and laying out flat.
One of the reasons he made all CIF last year at Santa Ana. Drives the right side. With 8, Guerrero lays it up. Blocked by McKee. Got some body, but good no call. Here's Bryson the other way. Kick out. Manning misses the 3 on the back rim. Katoa almost double dribble. James resets. Right. Double team kick out. Rivera at the elbow into the key. Matriculation for 2. No. Rebound, McKee, that's number 4 for Connor. Manning all the way, lays it with the left. Poor rotation on defense, no transition, 17-13. Hawks lead with 7:17 to play in the first half.
Well, and again, I know I'm harping on it tonight, Corey, but people get so caught up in watching the person with the ball, not realizing that there's other 4 on the court that are moving, trying to find a place to open. And if you take your eyes off your own guy, You're in the wrong place.
Poor entry, E.J. Bryson, easy layup. 19-13 timeout taken by Drew Al-Hadif, and you can see the stance, you can see the scowl and the shake of the head. He is not happy as they're down by 6 with 6:53 in the first half. Chargers live on sportsnetusa.net. We mentioned some of the Cypress stats. Santiago Canyon 16-4 as we mentioned. First in three-pointers made. Todd Dixon 171 wins coming in tonight's game. And they're a quality team as they are tied with Fullerton in first place, 6-1. 6-1.
Well, some of the stats that you brought, Corey, shows you when you look at the OEC player stats on the top scorers, you look at Santiago Canyon. They've got 3 players in the top 10 when you look at when it comes down to scoring. I looked at it that way. See, I'm looking at your stuff, looked at it wrong. Well, I'm still going to say.
They're still there, though.
I'm still going to say they're in the top 15.
There you go. Yeah, but there are 4 players in double figures as a team. They average, while Cypress has 2 in double figures. That's Wright and Guerrero, and they really need to score for Cypress to win. Down low, Wright already has 4 points. Make it 6, and he's get fouled. Underneath, showing that strength. You get the replay here with Kachoa with the fine, double team, and that weight room work ethic allows him to muscle through.
Well, I like what I saw too, Corey, because every once in a while you'll say, hey, let the defense make a play on you. He went down there, just moved his head a little. He didn't really do the whole body or the ball thing to get a move, but there was no move by Santiago Canyon. So he said, you know what? Not going to stop me. Let me take a shot. Made it. Completes a 3-point play.
Hand check by Ryan Kuchoglu. At that step, good use of the bounce. He's joined by Weems back in, Bryson, Colley, and Manning. So you mentioned this is a team who got to the Elite Eight in the COVID season. And that COVID season was really a detriment to a couple teams, especially Santiago Canyon. As Kuchoglu, that's too easy. 21-16. That was the year that Santiago Canyon and East LA was going to upset. Either one of those teams were going to win that title that year because that was an upset field tournament. Right at the top of the key. Got to take that. With a double team, picked up his dribble, stifling defense, poor offense. Albertini pirouettes into the lane. 21-18. That's the ugliest 2 you might ever see, but it counts.
I was going to say, I don't care how ugly it is. If I get on the board, I'll make them all ugly.
Weems for 3. Good from the sophomore. And back to that COVID season, that was the year LA Valley, we were down there upsetting a couple teams getting to the Elite Eight. Down low, Albertini can't get it that one. And there's going to be a foul call. Albertini's working hard underneath.
Yeah, they called it on the floor, not during the shot. And Corey, they're hanging around 21-18, and you can see that Coach Al-Hadif has said to them, hey guys, look, go down and fight for the ball, try to get a call. So far it's worked as they only trail by 3.
3 team fouls, last touched by the Hawks. Albertini on the inbound, Wright, Valenzuela, Kachoa, and Guerrero. On the inbound, Valenzuela. Down low to Wright, got to look for the kick out and dish. Open 3, Valenzuela can shoot it, no good. Rebound, Albertini with the putback. Vincent's got 4 points. Replay here on the miss. And you see Albertini come from the weak side over Colley, and Colley had a lot to do with that as well as he pushed it up off of Colley's fingertips. 4:47 to play first half. Connor McKee at the elbow. Cypress within 1. Bryson working on Wright, double clutches and scores.
But you know, when you're making that minestrone soup and you keep throwing things into it, hey, if it tastes good, just keep doing what you're doing. And so far, that has worked for your Cypress Chargers here in the first half.
Guerrero wants to go down low to right. Right's all alone, left side. Looking like Larry Johnson when he played at Odessa Community College. 23-22, 4 minutes approaching. There's a three that's missed. Rebound, put back, and a foul. Foul on Albertini. Good work underneath by Saman. Salim's a 6'4" freshman from Pacifica Christian High School.
And of course, Corey talks about some of the great players in the Hall of Fame and played at different schools here. And of course, when we talk about community college basketball, go to the Hall of Fame. Look at people like Jerry Tarkanian. They're in the Hall of Fame when you talk about basketball. And I'm bringing him up, Corey, because you brought up Larry Johnson and that UNLV team. So you had a community college coach, community college players, and you have a love for that UNLV team.
Yeah, I'll reference them a lot. 24-22, under 4 to play first half. Now, would you say the game has gotten smoother or still a little bit erratic in the first?
I think it's still erratic.
Pace of play favors Cypress.
Yes, it does.
Travel by Katoa with a chance to tie it up. You spoke of erratic. Turnover on cue.
And if you have to say there's anything that's a downside in this first half, it's got to be the amount of turnovers that Coach Al-Hadaf's team's got in this first half. And that's the thing that you really look for. Another great cut down low, Corey. Santiago works wonderful without the basketball.
(26-22). Saman again with 2 points. Trying to convert the three-point opportunity early on. He's got 5 points, looking for 6. He's got 6 and a 5-point lead, 27-22. So Mark, you go with a chance to tie the ball game up or take the lead with a 3. Double teamed up top. Valenzuela has to get away. That's almost the 8th turnover. No look pass down low to Nelson. Conversion. 27-24. Bryson trying to up the pace. Colley on the left side gets baseline. Fouled by Nelson and the bucket. Watch the replay and how quickly they get up the floor. And that first step by Colley with the hezzy. And Nelson hovering over commits the foul. 3-point opportunity coming for Tony Colley.
And like you said, one of the better 3-point shot teams. So you get everybody concerned with coming out high. Then all of a sudden you go down and play the low cuts, which they've already done successfully. Then you drive on them. And now as a defensive player, you start thinking about where I need to be.
So 30-24, 6-point lead, matches the biggest of the ball game for the Hawks. 2:58 to play. First half at Don Johnson Court. Katoa cut up baseline off by Colley. Guerrero open 3. Misses. He's due for a big game. Down low, turnover. That's turnover number 8, Mark. 8 turnovers in the first half of play, and you're down by 6 with 2:35. Bryson and Weems. McKee. Mark, this is a team that beat Fullerton 2 weeks ago. Bryson almost a travel, kept his foot. Wild shot stolen by Valenzuela. Guerrero drives, double team into trouble. Turnover number 9 instead of pulling up from 15, and Colin Weems. 32-24. Don't make the game more difficult if you're a player. If you're standing at 19 feet, you want to take that 3, like you said. Nobody knows how to take true dribble, stop, and pop from 15.
Yeah, exactly.
32-24, 8-point lead. Santiago Canyon expanding the lead with 1:50 to play in the first half. Nelson, double team, spin move in the lane, off balance, and falls. Bad shot, almost like a turnover. McKee, Bryson, hop, skip.
And Corey, when all of a sudden you realize the pressure is there again, and this is why I asked you about it, you get that thing where people are now forcing shots, as Coach Alhada and a couple new faces on the floor.
And Rivera comes in for Guerrero. 135, down by 8. 32-24, first half of play. Wright has it stolen. That's turnover number 10. Just quickness by Bryson. Kick out, Colley. Nobody stops it. Might as well lay it up with the right from the left. 34-24. You got to be careful for the Chargers. A little run here. Couture get the high screen from Nelson. Step back. 3. No, that's short. Weems to Bryson. EJ, very athletic. Wraparound pass to McKee. Misses. Valenzuela got up underneath to commit the foul, sending Connor McKee to the line for 2. 6'7" freshman from American Heritage High School in Utah. Five points per game is what McKee averages.
And again, when you get lost defensively, and Corey, you've talked about it more than once. First guy doesn't stop somebody driving to the basket. The second guy is late, being in the right position down low. So what do they have to do? They have to hope that when they catch a little of the body, the referee is going to let it go. Both attempts, like you said, a team that doesn't shoot free throws well. Santiago misses a couple.
Rivera with 35 on the game clock, and there's another turnover. Oh, and it hit the line. That is a turnover. Rivera, late whistle.
And Corey, when you're looking at it and you go assist to turnover ratio, and of course, you know I used to drive one coach crazy in the NAIA, Russ Davis, and I'm sure if I went down and looked at Coach Alhada right now, he might tell me, you go over that thing. I don't want to hear about this.
I don't even go with the assist turnover ratios here because there's not many assist people in the ball game, and statistically speaking for the season with 14. So I'm just going turnovers, but I'm with you. You can't turn the ball over so much. They're in double digits in the first half with 6. Arthurton hands to Bryson. Kick out. Open 3. Guchoglu. Offensive execution at its finest. You watch the replay as we end the half. Bryson drives, kicks out to Efe, and he connects for 3 as they drew it up. A 13-point lead, the biggest of the lead for Santiago Canyon. This is Chargers Live on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Dalen, Mark Pavlovich, and don't forget, you like basketball right now while we're at halftime? Go on over to SportsNetUSA.net. Catch a couple minutes of East Los Angeles College of basketball. The men playing LA City College tonight over there. So check that. Then make sure you come back over here for the second half on the 24th. More East LA basketball. That's on Friday. The women at 5 versus Rio Hondo. The men at 7 at Rio Hondo, against Rio Hondo on SportsNetUSA.net. And we'll be back here as the Cypress women. They host OCC in what's going to be an outstanding match on the 31st.
So we talked about how Santiago Canyon, Corey, is a new program. I mean, really competitive basketball for teams that were community college teams, because there wasn't a 3C 2A back in 1952 when they started playing the championship. Santiago is a fairly brand new team. When you look at them, would you put them that way and have to be? Are you surprised that they play as well and get the talent that they get for the Hawks?
No.
Okay, there we go. I love this when you're in depth.
No, they are a brand new team, less than 10 years old. Todd Dixon is the the only coach that they've had in that time. But the level and the amount of talent in the Orange County area and in where they're located, they're centrally located. A few people from northern Orange County, centrally located to get some players from southern Orange County. So it's a good mix. And with all the programs that you have, yeah, you're going to get talent.
And you already talked about Santiago Canyon, one of the better offensive teams that's out there. You brought the sheet today with everything on it. You look at them offensively, they're first. They've made 242 baskets out of 637 attempts, which is pretty wild when you think about it, how well they shoot. We already talked about how they have 4 players in the top 15 on scoring. The thing that also goes with them, Corey, they got a couple players that can go and get the basketball too if it is missed. And, rebounding is that thing that everybody seems to ignore. Just says, okay, go get the basketball. You look at them with McGee going out averaging 6.3 rebounds a game. And then Colley with 8.1. So being as proficient as they shoot, when they miss, they get that second and third shot. And we've seen it tonight, Corey. They don't always take that three-point shot either. The way they're cutting without the basketball, I got to tell you, one of the things that I'm really enjoying here, watching them, is, again, I'm going to reference to you. You played the game. People will complain because they don't get the basketball. But they stand there and don't do anything. You watch the players on the floor for Santiago Canyon. Not only are they three-point shooters, Corey, but the cuts that they make to the basket are giving them easy baskets, but also everybody's getting involved.
It's a classic 5-out and flex offense that they run. And we saw, in these talk of Vanguard University earlier, Todd Dixon played, and then it was Southern California College, now at Vanguard University, but that's where he played. He was an assistant coach there. You mentioned Russ Davis, who they have an open style of flow, and that's just continuing the Santiago Canyon. Because they're open and because they're able to react and everybody's unselfish, they're able to get those backdoor cuts. When you shoot the three well, defenders are more up on you, creating more space to flow. And when you have an unselfish big and Connor McKee, who rotates down from the free throw line, down low to the right or left blocks, he's not looking to shoot on his first option. His first option is a pass. So that creates better scoring opportunities for your players on the wing and on the outside. So good-looking offense for Santiago Canyon. And when you look at Cypress, it's just the reverse.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're searching for some sort of offensive flow when they're out there on the court. And I do have to say I'm happy with them not just all settling for the three-point shots, which we saw against Fullerton. Fullerton took things away from them, and they felt like the only way to catch up was to make a bunch of threes. Tonight, what have they done? Hey, they've gone down low. Every once in a while you walk into the forest and you're looking for something to eat. You're going to have to go where it's down low, the trees are tall, and maybe you might have to climb a few. Well, they've done that tonight going down low. Even though physically they're outmanned, you've got to give Cypress the upper hand in high press.
That's the thing. I don't think they're physically outmanned. I think they're well equipped to handle this because if you notice, Connor McKee is 6'7". That's their tallest player on the floor for Santiago Canyon. Michael Wright is 6'5", but he's a strong 6'5". You mentioned earlier UNLV, and we mentioned the Larry Johnson.
Right.
Not the tallest guy at the power forward or 4 spot, but he's able to use his strength so it all balances out. They just simply haven't been able to score the basketball.
Yeah, but they and you talk about this is a game very much like dance. I'm going to relate this to dance. If you have no rhythm in dance, there's no reason for you to be at the recital. If you have no rhythm in basketball, you may throw up a lucky one. I mean, that's what happens when I play against you. I throw it up and I look great in dance and everything else, and I can hear you muttering when we run back down. Well, we walk back down the court. Or run back down the court. But in the last 2 games, there's been absolutely no rhythm on the offensive side for the Chargers.
And it's in stark contrast to how the season began. they were on multiple 5-6 game winning streaks this season, and it's contrasting to what we saw in the beginning of the season. It harkens back to the last couple years where they didn't have any offensive rhythm for really 2 years. And so they were getting that back, and they just need to get their confidence back. Like you said, that rhythm is gone.
Yeah,
so they got to get back on beat.
Yeah, and you look at it with that too. Again, they play good defense, but tonight they've been looky-loos when they've been on the court, losing that individual that's cutting. And you'll hear about it in the game of basketball all the time, where you can't get fixated on the ball and then forget where your player is that you're supposed to be covering. And we've seen that on the backdoor cuts easily for Santiago Canyon.
And you keep mentioning former players and past players and current and how efficient. We always talk about the OEC being the best conference around. We talk about SportsNetUSA.net being able to broadcast a lot of the schools here and seeing all these athletes. Mark, you know how much television we watch and how much basketball we watch.
Too much.
So I've gotten into the Great Northwest Athletic Conference basketball because that's always on late at night when you watch teams play from Alaska Anchorage, Alaska Fairbanks. You're not expecting to see people playing versus a team called Western Washington. Santiago Canyon has a player that plays on Alaska Anchorage. Zach Ibbotson played a lot of minutes, almost averaging double figures. I believe it's like 9.5 points a game. But I remember the name from last year and say, So then you want to go down to see what else is happening. Maybe there's another player. The OEC is well representing in the GNAC conference as Ibbotson from Santiago Canyon on Alaska Anchorage. And I should say Alaska Anchorage is well represented because they have John McFadden, who we saw last year at Saddleback. Also Jesse Steins at Irvine Valley College, all in the same team. And then they got Dylan Barrientos, he's from Canyon, up the freeway a little bit. So the OEC and the 3C2A well represented. Then East LA, representing sports.usa.net, July O'Keefe plays at Alaska Fairbanks in the GNAC. So got nothing else to do. Watch some games and you see where some of these former players went.
So what you're telling me is they just found it too hot down here in Southern California and went up where the snow's at and not far from the North Pole. So when, the holiday comes around, they might see that guy with the white beard. Well, you will up there because I had friends and family that lived up there for a while, and it's very, very cold. I brought up, Corey, some of the things where you will always bring this up about community college sports. You always say, hey, come on out. It's the best thing you can find for your dollar. You need to come out here and support Cypress, be it Fullerton College, be it Santiago Canyon. And, you look and everybody should go to the Hall of Fame. I love doing this. I've got all my list here with all my things. But, I look on this one page and I go, oh, Jackie Robinson went to Pasadena City College. O.J. Simpson, since football season is still going on, went to City College of San Francisco. I'm sure there were people at the time there, Corey, that thought they would be big players. But then you can turn around and look at somebody. I'm not sure anybody looked at Frank Gifford when he played and went, it's going to be a great with the New York Giants.
I think they did.
Do you?
Frank Gifford was an athlete. Remember, back in those days, he went to SC.
Yeah.
So if you
out of community college.
Community college, went to SC. So it wasn't difficult to see outstanding talent back in those days, and it's not a detriment if you got to go to a junior community college to start your career.
Yeah, Tom Seaver went to Fresno City. When you look at it, Darrell Evans at Pasadena. Some of the people around here. Chris Chambliss, Miracosta, and of course then Quisenberry. Well, he went to Orange Coast College. When we talk about that,
Willie Stargell, Willie McGee. Community college products, and you're talking the baseball area.
Valerie Briscoe Hooks,
track athlete,
down from Long Beach City College. Yeah. When you look at what's going on in there, so some of the people that you can look at. Willie McGee, I forgot he went to Diablo Valley when he played. Corey Nealon smiles at me when I talk about him. And ours already all brought up Moon, who played community college football. And then Flo Hyman went to El Camino. So, of course, some of the great ones are down there. Corey's looking at my entire list here. Joe Morgan went to Merritt College, which is just, I didn't know Joe Morgan played community college sports.
You'd be surprised, Mike. There's a lot of lists. You go down to basketball when there's players like Lester Connor, Rayford Alston. We saw, who was I looking at in the California Community College Men's Basketball Association site? Lloyd Daniels. Back this, for you young people, he was a player back in the 80s who went to Mount Sac out of New York. The most infamous, speaking of Jerry Tarkanian, running theme, UNLV recruit. Never played a game at UNLV. Got some issues. But again, fantastic player. Got a chance to watch him growing up.
Well, Denny Crum is in the 3C2A
Yep.
Hall of Fame. Bill Mulligan is in the 3C2A Basketball Legends when you think about it. So next time Corey Nalen talks about going and watching these young people play at other places, you may be seeing that person that if you're lucky enough to be around as long as I've been, you go, wow. And Corey, you could talk about the old days too because you are an older guy. There was that time in community college basketball that you could be seeing an NBA player all the time. Hey, two great ones came out of here, out of Cypress College.
Yeah, and times have changed, rules have changed. You'll see the occasional now. Back then it was a little bit more prevalent because of the rules. Now rules have changed. You're going to see players who are going to play at a professional level somewhere is the goal. And you watch around the country and the world, there's a lot of more professional levels and professional leagues that they could play in. And you mentioned players like a Markey, like a Swin Naden, Eric Pauley, the big people up here. Dominic Daniels, we saw him at San Bernardino Valley, starting point guard at Cal Baptist. And that's one of the most current players that we're seeing. And it's just amazing as you see where these gentlemen and ladies go in their next stops.
Yeah, exactly.
So we shall see.
So as we look for the second half to come here, what does Cypress need to do to get back in this game? Don't tell me score more. I don't want to hear that one.
The only thing you got to say, score and don't turn over the ball. It's simple. Basketball is simple. You keep the ball, you score the points, you win the game. That's what they have to do. Michael Wright with 7, Albertini 6, Guerrero 4. That's okay, but you're going to need to double that. I'm going to say double that more, 70% more from each of those 3 players. Higa Katoa's got to take extra special care of the ball. Tony Colley has 8. Guchoglu has 8 for Santiago Canyon. And they're not their leading scorers. Colley is one of the scorers, but Guchoglu averages under double figures. Seaman only averages 4 points a game, yet they're doing damage as we start the second half. With Cypress in possession, Katoa, Albertini, Wright, Guerrero, Christian III down low, hold on McKee. You like the way Coach Alhadaf is stressing, get the ball, like you said earlier, underneath, and let's get some easy buckets, work inside out. On defense is Manning, Colley, Bryson, McKee, and Weems. Just started the second half of play. Guerrero thought about the 3 at the elbow, has it taken away one more time. All the way blocked by Guerrero. Nice hustle after the turnover. Poor pass. Weems shuffles through 4-2. Timeout taken by Cypress. 19-24. That's how you know you're not doing what you were told to do at halftime. 3 timeouts remaining for Cypress. 36 seconds gone by. Again, Mark. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, raise up. That way you don't get in trouble. If you don't raise up, you come to a jump stop and look where you want to go with the ball. Otherwise, you get offensive possessions like that, and it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, and 2 turnovers. We've already talked. Corey isn't through the assist-turnover ratio stuff as much as I am. That's just one of my areas because he knows everything else. But it still drives me nuts, Corey. I mean, you can't be, as a player on the floor, you can't be at a -2 on the floor when you look at assist-to-turnover ratios for players, because that means in the game you are statistically going to give your opponents more of an opportunity to beat you than you are to win.
12 turnovers tonight. 12 turnovers for Cypress tonight. Points off turnovers. 19 for Santiago Canyon. They've got 39 points. Half of their points are off of turnovers. That's 12 possessions you did not score. Let's put it this way. You don't turn the ball over 6 of those times. There should have been 13 underneath the Albertini for 2. And you score 12 points, or you take away 12 points. Again, you're still down, but it's more manageable. 39-26 your score. Bryson Manning underneath. McKee can't hold it. Bryson with the fancy dribbling on the right block. Gets around James, rebound Albertini. So every possession for the next 7 minutes, Cypress has to cherish. Guerrero dribbles out of the double team. Katoa. Right. And they're going to need to hit a 3 or 2. They missed that. Albertini underneath, blocked by McKee. Last touch off the block by Connor McKee. 17 seconds on the shot clock.
Albertini is a vacuum underneath tonight, getting rebounds and second chances for your Chargers.
Turnover. Here's Bryson the other way, working on Katoa. Spin in the lane and misses the easy bucket, but Connor McKee does what he's supposed to do. Chase down the rebound, make sure your player, if he misses, you're there to clean it up. 15-point lead for the Hawks. Guerrero and Albertini playing catch up top with Katoa. Left-handed dribble. Katoa for 3. Rattles home. Let's see if that kick starts Higgy, sophomore from Hawaii. Two-person game with Bryson and McKee. Bryson spins on Christian. Sound defense by James. McKee not a threat to shoot out there. Bryson is from 17. Left it short. He's had a rough shooting night, but gets his own rebound with 4 seconds to shoot. 2 seconds. Weems calmly, coolly, and collectively. 44-29. And as you remember on Friday, this is about the same time Fullerton started to pull away from Cypress. Down low, blocked by Colley as Guerrero couldn't elevate. Pull up straight away, rims out. Toa one more time, cut off and double team. Got to kick it out. Albertini got to take that Peyton. He does. He's open. 3, long. Rebound tapped out of there, controlled by Christian. James has the ball and resets the offense. 44-29. Right with the set. Left it short from 19. Albertini hustling. New 20. Weems, another steal. Foul by Katoa. (44-29). Out comes Higgy. In comes Daniel Hatch. Daniel doesn't get much playing time, Mark. Averages less than a minute. Here's Bryson travel. shifted his pivot foot not once but twice. He misses in the key. And Daniel Hatch has the turnover.
How many did you say they had in the first half?
They've got 15 now.
Okay.
Weems stolen by Hatch. One-on-one all the way. Lays it up and lays it in. 43-31. Let's see if that's the spark plug for Cypress. Bryson maneuvers on the right side, bringing the Hawks lead back to 46-31. Katoa, the left-handed dribble across the lane, leaves it and dump down. Albertini with reverse, no. Right underneath, has it poked away. Triple team now one more time. He's fouled on the arm. Take your pick. There's 6 arms to choose from.
And as Corey did at the end of half, talked about, hey, if you take away half those turnovers and you give them points, it would now make the score 46-45.
There's a miss.
It gets the Withers too bad for any pigeons to be flying. Is that what you're telling me on those scores?
Well, we'll see in just a moment. Wright connects on the second. And it's 46-42. 46-32. 14:34 to play in the second half. And Chargers live at sportsnetusa.net. Tony Colley misses the elbow jumper. And Guerrero, be aggressive, drives, triple team. Again, just pull up for 2. 46-34. Weems on the pull-up. Rushed shot for the Hawks. Not sure the Hawks needed that one, up by 12. Guerrero one more time. Hatch thought about the 3. In the lane to Albertini. That's a bucket. Execution is what you need. Timeout taken by Santiago Canyon. A full timeout at 13:45 to play in the ball game. Chargers trying to mount up. Cuts it to 10 on Chargers Live and sportsnetusa.net. So we mentioned scores around the 3C2A. We'll start in the OVC. Santa Ana over Riverside, 76-63. Santa Ana started conference play at 0-5. They're now 3-5 with the win. Riverside is also 3-5 with the loss. Palomar, 47-33. They're down by 14 to San Diego City. Another one of the perennials in the 3C2A. East LA started the second half. They're up 11 over LA City College, 46-35. Staying down in the LA area, LA Harbor and LA Southwest, a 3-point game at halftime. Southwest is up 38-35. Back to the OEC where Saddleback is up 36-24, 15 minutes ago in that one. And moving on forward, the last game in the OEC tonight will be Fullerton at Irvine Valley. They start at 6. They start now in the OEC, and we'll get to other scores as this half goes by. Kuchogli out of the timeout, off the down screen, connects on a 3, 49-36. Offensive execution out of a timeout. Guerrero and Wright. Wright down low, working against Saman, fouled from behind. Good recognition. Back to the line is Wright, who has 8 points.
So you see them go down low, and then you take that turn. Somebody takes a step back. You lean into them again to make the play. They're going to have to come up and hit you. That's when the foul gets called.
49-37. Michael leads the team in rebounds and points, 13 and 6. 74% free throw shooter, makes 1 of 2. And Katoa has a steal, ties it up. Wings not ready, lazy pass from Colley, alternating arrow, stays with the Hawks.
Corey does not and never has liked that rule.
Can't stand it. Takes away from solid defense by Higgy Katoa. Kuchoglu working on Hatch. And the key kick out to Colley. Quick release, no good on the shot. Rebound by Bryson. Quiet evening for the team's leading scorer, Kuchoglu. 6 quick points out of the timeout, 52-37. He's got 9 points. Guerrero working against Tony Colley. Colley very athletic down there. Right kick out. Katoa's got to be ready to shoot on the 2-man. Right forces down low against Saman. They can't handle him down there. So maybe that's where you go with the next 5 possessions. Saman up top, advantage is right. Man-to-man pressure by Cypress in the corner. Kuchoglu for another 3. Long, weak side rebound, Saman. Kick out. Bryson quick for a step, little pocket pass. Give me some change. 54-39, 11:43 remaining in the game, excuse me. And Higgy Katoa so out of control. And because he was out of control, and because of the awkwardness of the shot, the official blows the whistle, even though he wasn't touched.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it looks like it's going to be a car crash, but it never does.
When Gabby kicks out her legs from a spasm, and that's what happened. 54-40, 11:48 to play. McKee back in. Colley out for the Hawks. Guerrero is out. In is Christian III. He joins Hatch, Katoa, Albertini, and Wright.
You know, we could have Gabby teach them how to scream and look at people and say, "What are you doing?"
That's the coaches. 54-41, that's their job. Down by 13. Hawks' biggest lead is 15. McKee, Kuchoglu. Baseline, reverse, no. Todd Dixon doesn't like that there was no call on that play. Right up top, they want to go to Albertini. They do, he's triple teamed. And another turnover. Wings corner. Misses the 3. Hatch underneath and right. Came down hard. Don't know if it was an ankle. Came down to foot, but let's hope he's okay. As Eli Arthurton, 6'1" sophomore from Valencia High School, in for the Hawks. Danny Patton will check in along with Dante Henderson. Right out, Hatch out.
So the ball stays with the Chargers. They're more concerned about players and player safety. And I like that with these referees. And Corey, again, this is a good ref game tonight. They're not taking away from the flow. There's not that abundant amount of calls for either team.
This is Henderson out of Savannah High School. Katoa moves to the 2. Henderson not much of a threat at outside. Christian III directing traffic on that right side in the lane and has it taken away, tied up. Stay there with the Chargers with 13 to shoot.
Every time they start to get a little closer, it's part of the hill slides.
Down by 13. Katoa in the lane, blocked from behind. And he's fouled one more time.
Have you ever watched those cartoons? You know, where all of a sudden Daffy Duck chumps and Leghorn, whacks him with a stick or something, and everybody feels bad for Daffy even though he never gets hit.
Again, make the game easy for yourself. I know players from 1950 and 1960 don't know much, but again, they know how to jump stop, make it easy, and you're not getting fouled as much because you're not playing for the foul. If you're in the lane and you got 3 people behind you, your head is up, you come to that stop, you raise up the shooter, dumping down to the guy on the right block or the left block, depending on which side of the lane you're on. If you get into the lane, you have to know where your 3-point shooters are, 2 steps and 2 moves before you get into the lane and where you want to go. 54-43. Timeout taken. That'll leave Cypress with 2. With 10:44 to play in the ball game. This is Chargers Live at SportsNetUSA.net.
Where you talk about, of course, we've seen numerous turnovers, so we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt and call them steals.
No, those are turnovers.
Okay, I was going to say Bryson, who is one of the better ones. Again, here with the Hawks, when you look at them. And then assist, 2 players. But Higgy hasn't really, as good as he is statistically for the season, the last couple games, Corey, it looks like he hasn't found those people to be one of the top ones in the OAC with trying to get assists.
Well, if you can't shoot, you can't get an assist. Cypress hasn't been able to shoot really well the last couple games, so you're not going to get those assists. Again, this is a time in the season where they have just caught something that they haven't been able to shake, and they haven't performed efficiently as they had in the first 20 games of the season.
Maybe that because they're not in class because the semester hasn't started?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I know that would have helped you when you played the game. Going to class, exercising your brain.
And here's Saman, gets a step on Patton, falls hard to the ground, to the court, to the floor, to the wood, to the parquet. On the shot, going to the line for 2.
Hey, have you actually gone down there and make sure that's
wood?
wood?
That was on the ground?
Yeah, they did.
On the drive. Okay. What's that?
I was going to say, did you actually go down there and make sure that is wood?
It is.
Okay.
Looks like wood. It is wood. Saman at the high post. Good D by Wright to cut off the back door. Looks good. He's okay and back in. Williams step back 3. He's been off today. Rebound chase down. Gachoglu to Manning. Manning, Gachoglu behind the back dribble. Henderson flops. Saman with 10. Leaves it for Arthurton. 56-43. A small lineup in the backcourt for the Chargers with Christian III, Henderson, and Katoa. Wright and Patton patrolling the front court. Keeps his dribble alive. Christian III trying to work down low. No spacing, double team. Right, acrobatic. 56-45. Gachoglu literally walked into that bucket.
Yeah, I had him on camera. I see him pick up the ball and then take 2 more steps. I thought, what am I missing here?
And Katoa gets away with a double dribble, so call it even. He didn't convert on the layup. 58-45. Kuchoglu's feeling it in the second half. Short, he's got 2 threes, 2 layups, 10 points. And Michael Wright working down low. Similar to the Michael Wright that went to Arizona a few years back. Katoa open 3 in rhythm. Good skip pass and find by Danny Patton, and it's 58-48. Still time with 8:27 to play, but not like that. Count the bucket. Trevor Manning to the line to try to convert the 3-point play. Manning 12, let's give him 13 a game, 4 and 1 assist. Make it 2 assists per contest. Henderson is out. Albertini is in. Guerrero is in. Patton is out. Again, that's got to be frustrating if you're Todd Dixon and the coaching staff to shoot threes so well and you can't shoot a free throw. 8:13 to play.
Well, no more frustrating than dribbling the ball up, having somebody stand not even covered. You throw the ball cross court, and I think they were throwing it to Greg Krause over at the table.
And you know Greg can't catch, so 60-48, 8:07 to play. Here's Manning, down low, stripped away by Wright. So under 8, 7:59 to be precise. And the Chargers do have a chance. Need a couple stops and stop turning the ball over. Bryson working, right block in the lane. Good turnaround, no. Jack Rivera. Katoa. Blocking foul on Trevor Manning. That's one way to stop the break. But again, dangerous block to take. Katoa coming full speed. Manning. One way next time you just slap at him, commit the foul. That could have been more harmful. 7:46 remains. Katoa hit the last bucket, which was a 3 in rhythm. You want to try to work it back down to right. McKee's back in the ballgame now. Rivera, good look. Can't connect. Albertini, that's what he does. That's his 3rd offensive rebound tonight. And Cypress cuts it down to 10 one more time. Last touch by McKee on the tip by Wright.
And here's the thing that Wright does, Corey. He sees somebody breaking down the court. He puts his hands up in the air to distract the individual and at least makes a solid effort defensively. Goes off the hand of the Hawk, and Cypress has a chance.
And again, got to reverse it back down. Spacing non-existent on offense for Cypress. Almost taken away, double team, right? Rivera, Christian the 3rd. Long Albertini, his 4th offensive rebound. And his 2nd putback in as many possessions. Manning gets a step, rumbles into the lane. And puts the lead back to 10 with 6:48 to play in the ballgame. Full timeout taken by Santiago Canyon. They've got 3 remaining on Chargers Live and SportsNetUSA.net. 2 timeouts remaining for Cypress. 3 team fouls in the second half. Santiago Canyon has 6 team fouls. Next personal, Chargers will be in the bonus. Fullerton and Cypress leading the way in the OEC. Fullerton and Santiago Canyon leading the way. Cypress 5-2. Irvine Valley before tonight 3-4. Riverside was 3-4 before they lost. Now they're 3-5 along with Santa Ana. Saddleback 3-4 coming into tonight's slate of games in OCC. is 0-7 coming into tonight. So 5 teams in conference with 10 wins or more. They are second in the winning percentage index, and another turnover. McKee, no, rebound, tapped out of there by James Christian III, coming 1-on-2. Transition D, excellent for the team in black. Down low to right. Open, Christian III, short, chases his shot, gets his own rebound, and with the left hand.
And that time the Hawks were just standing there watching.
Bryce misses, offensive foul. Push off on Connor McKee.
Corey, they've got it down right now to 8.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. 6 minutes to play. And since that's a loose ball foul, they get a 1-and-1 opportunity. Tonight, that last layup was his first bucket. He's got 3 rebounds and 2 assists.
Down to 7.
Guchoglu. Out is Trevor Manning. James out of Manning High School. Wants to be a physical therapist, kinesiology major. Second free throw for his 4th point. 62-56. 6-point deficit, 6 minutes remaining. High-low scissor action. Bryson. Count the bucket, goaltending. And Guchoglu's had a solid second half, Mark. He's got 16 points. 12 of those coming here in the second half of play. Deficit back to 8. Take that 3, Jack Rivera. In and out. Like the 3, though, in rhythm, no one on. Double team in the corner. Timeout. Timeout taken, the ref says, by Blue. 2 timeouts remaining for the Hawks, 5:25 to play.
For those up in Northern California watching this game, because we know you are, you're so interested, you know, you may want to send an email to Corey Nalen. We looked at West Valley winning the state championship last year. Then Fullerton College came in. Then in 22 was City College of San Francisco. Nothing in 21, nothing in 20. Then Fullerton won again, Corey Nalen. Then City College, one after that. You go down, it was San Diego City, City College, Saddleback, Santa Rosa, Mount San Antonio. Corey Nalen would say the better teams are those teams from Southern California. So all of you viewers, oh yeah you would, you did last week.
No, I didn't say that. See, you're trying to throw people under the bus.
You're already under the bus. I heard you talking about, I mean, those poor fans from Northern California, you know, should know that they got good product and you're just not giving them any love.
And you have not been paying attention. See that you do people wrong. That's just dirty. Vincent Albertini, 14 points, 14 rebounds. Michael Wright, 13 and 8. Higgy Katoa, 10 and 4. Go along with 3 assists. Leading the way for the Hawks, F.A. Guchoglu, 18 points. He's a shooter. He's a scorer, 7 of 11 shooting. Salim Saman, 10 points. And their leading scorers, Bryson and Colley, 8 points each. Weems, 7. Trevor Manning, 7. Peyton Guerrero needed to be in double figures tonight. He's only got 6. Kuchoglu, Bryson, McKee, Colley, and Weems. Off the curl, Weems into the box, off of his leg. Out of bounds, good reach in and touch by Christian III. So James Christian, number 3, Jack Rivera, Michael Wright, Higgy Katoa, and Vincent Albertini. And cut it to 6, 5 with the 3. Albertini can work on Kuchoglu. Backdoor pass, to Christian III. He's got 6. Back down to 6. Remember, Mark, Santiago Canyon, Bryson has been off all game. Katoa behind his back and another turnover. Got to know where the defenders are. The Hawks average 80 points a ball game, and they are sitting at 64 now. Second chance foul, reach in by Katoa. Albertini. Looks like they might get Higgy. Connor McKee. They don't. They get Albertini. And Vincent's just looking at it saying, okay. McKee, 0 for 3 tonight from the charity stripe. And Connor McKee is right-handed. Mark, he looks like a player who should really be left-handed. Don't ask me why, but he looks like he should be a left-handed ball player the way he plays. Okay, so 65-58.
So the big scoreboard has gone away.
So, Mark, 2 stops and 2 scores. Cypress to get back in the ball game. But they need 2 stops.
2 stops, no turnovers. I don't care what flavor they are, apple, cherry, even chocolate pie turnover. You know, you've got to protect
Okay,
that Corey.
sorry. 3 stops, 2 scores. Because knowing how the game is going, they're going to turn it over.
Yeah, okay, all right. Corey, you've talked about the amount of turnovers they had, and like you said, if you took half of them away and then gave them baskets on those half that they had, they would currently be in the lead in this game.
No, they haven't shot that well. Albertini, Katoa, Wright, Rivera, Christian III. He gets a step on Bryson. Kick out to Rivera. Katoa is open in rhythm 3. Back rim. Rebound up high is Colley. Chase down to McKee. Under 4. Charges a man-to-man. And the lane is wide open. Kuchoglu. And I like the no call because Kuchoglu initiated contact on the drive and then came off. Good execution finishing. Wright thought about the 3. Passes ball screen. Christian, the number 3, misses the 3. Albertini with his 15th rebound. Tried to save it. They didn't get their stop. They didn't get their bucket. Bryson gets fouled. He's going to the line for 2. And from the line, Bryson is a 67% free throw shooter.
So Cypress has an opportunity to get back in the game. Corey, back to back, all of a sudden everybody says, clock's ticking, I've got to get a three-pointer. I've got to get back in there. They were playing going down low. They were taking the 10-footers. They were driving to the basket and being successful doing that. Then they go back to playing the three-point shots, which I'm not sure how many they might have made tonight, but not many to say the least. And look where they're at.
The problem is they were good three-point takes. They were in rhythm of the offense.
You can
But
give
the
me the
problem-
greatest look in the world. If I can't make a three-pointer,
But the problem
buddy.
is, you're 3 from 21 from 3.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
Okay.
14%. Corey, that's the thing that I wanted to ask you, because I understand that everybody thinks it's the savior basket. But go make what you've been making that got you back into the game. It's not that you were sitting there shooting 52% from three-point country.
No, they were shooting 30% basically in the first half. Now they're up to 42 because they've played a better execution and ran the ball 18 feet and in. That's to be the stress. That, like you said, should be the focal point of going in, down low, and then a kick out for 3. Even those were good looks. I'll go back to 3 for 21. .309 to play, and now down by 10. Cypress is in the bonus. Bryson to the stripe. Katoa, Christian, Rivera, Wright, and Albertini. Makes both 69-58. One timeout remaining for Cypress. 2 for the Hawks. Christian up top, poked away by Guchogu. And so with 2:56 now, even though you're down and you're 3 for 21, now you're going to look for threes in the best possible option. If you're open down low, Albertini seals off everybody, blocked for Colley, who got him on the arm. Good post by Vincent. I mean, you can write it up in a textbook on how you get post-up position, and Vincent read it. 6'4" sophomore from Villa Park. 14 points, 15 rebounds. 15 points, 15 rebounds. Isaiah Valenzuela, he's a three-point shooter coming in for Jack Rivera.
And Albertini, who was worked all night long down low, Corey, sort of said, hey, I'm listening to sports.usa.net.
16 rebounds and 15 points. Albertini doesn't take it. Fouled underneath. Heads back to the line. They're 10 of 13 from the charity stripe tonight. So you get back there, stops the clock with 2:41.
And you said it before, too. Force the official to make a call.
This is the first of 2. Makes the second against Fullerton on Friday. The one thing they did do well is they shot from the free throw line 11 for 11. Machogu working on Valenzuelas. Albertini reaches in on Colley. Weems working hard against Higgy. McKee and Bryson. 7 to shoot. Bryson maneuvers, bodied up by Christian. .213, time stops.
You and I are going to be here in about, 7 days, again at a 5 o'clock game here on sports.usa.net.
We'll check to see if that's a 6 o'clock game. Because if it's a 5, one of us will be here. 2 minutes. Bryson trying to work it 2, down low to McKee. Hold by Katoa. 6-7 against 5-11. Advantage 6-7.
Don't worry, I'll get here as soon as I can.
That'll make both of us. 2 minutes exactly.
Corey's going to change it. Hello? Yeah, game's moved to 6. Make sure you check the homepage for games on sportsnetusa.net. Softball coming up not far away here on sportsnetusa.net.
Barely grazes the rim. Cypress with a chance. So next Friday, January 31st, we'll tell you what time we'll come back here. Christian, number 3 with 8. With 7, give up the ball on a skip. Rivera, kick out. Good looking 3 by Katoa. Shot it long, right with the rebound. Put back, count it. And a foul. And a foul. So got it just before the buzzer with 87 seconds left in the ball game. You make this, it's a 2 possession. Anything happens. Albertini is out. Guerrero is in for 3-point purposes, but Albertini's been playing solid underneath. He's got 15 rebounds. And the way they've been shooting threes. Michael Wright trying to get the 3 the old-fashioned way. He does. And it's 69 to 63. And a timeout taken. A full timeout taken by Cypress, and that's their last timeout with 1:27 to play on Chargers Live and SportsNetUSA.net. You mentioned January 31st, Friday, women's basketball versus OCC. Game time 6 p.m.
6 p.m.?
6 p.m. Somebody tell Ed Ford. It says 5 on the homepage, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes.
6 on the schedule.
So that means I'll see you at 6.
So interesting game here. Hasn't been the prettiest, hasn't been the flowiest, but it's been something that Cypress has been able to get back into the ball game, and the turnovers will haunt them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And as they move on in the OEC, and of course you said they could get at least 4 teams out of the OEC,
They're
maybe 5.
No, 5. They're getting 5, Mark.
You've got to get rid of this stuff now, Corey, because when you get in the playoffs, it's one and done, baby. And you can't bring your mistakes with you.
They're getting 4.
Yeah, I mean, I said 4.
Yeah. But you were wishy-washy on it. You didn't sound too sure. Bryson quickly against Christian, the third, and a quick whistle. Hand check. And that hand check wasn't called earlier in the ballgame. But now when it's crunch time, they call the hand check. (70-63). Tied up. Albertini, Manning, or they call a foul. They call the foul on Albertini. And you know, if you're a Cypress fan and don't agree with the foul, box out next time, get the rebound. Off the back rim, that's rough when that happens. Still 1-1 for Manning. (71-63).
Like Cypress said, he made one. We're going to take it out. It still gives us an opportunity.
Yeah, but it's a 3-possession game with 118. In and out, stays out. Another chance, and there you go. That should be ball game. Another turnover for Cypress.
Well, Fullerton College is going to have to win their game tonight, or the Hawks will be in first place all by themselves.
Fullerton's got IVC. Cypress has got IVC on Friday. Quick personal on Higgy. I'm going to say this now, Mark, in hopes that the improbable happens. Chargers not coming back on this one. So when they come back, they can replay this, say he's wrong, and then that can propel them to. Free throws missed. There we go, just throwing it out there in the ether.
Corey Nalen, the eternal optimist. I say eternal because he doesn't sleep at night, so he's always just looking for positive things to talk about.
74-63, Santiago Canyon in control. Guerrero misses the three, misses everything, so Cypress. They've played defense pretty well. They've held Santiago Canyon, a very good shooting team, to roughly 40%. And with 56 seconds, sending them back to the line, goes E.J. Bryson. Bryson 4-14 from the field, but he's 5 of 7 now from the charity stripe and 13 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, make that 14 points.
And of course, they've now got 4 players in double figures, which is customary for the Hawks.
And that's going to do it, Mark. 76-63 with 35 seconds to play. Cypress will drop to 15-6 overall, 5-3 in conference. That's still good enough. Still good enough there for second place. Weems, floater. Santiago Canyon will improve to 17-4. And 7-1 in conference. Underneath, Guerrero with 4. Katoa, don't foul. Your final score, Mark, will be 78-65 in favor of Santiago Canyon over your Cypress College Chargers. You've been watching Cypress Chargers live on SportsNetUSA.net.